Hello, so it's Kelly from MG Caravans, and this is the handover for the Challenger exclusive models. So first of all, when you get to site, you want to make sure that you put down all four corner steadies. So the two are located to the side at the front, and then there are also two to the rear. And you want to open up the battery locker. You'll have your leisure battery already in place. Your mains connector just plugs into the mains connector just there. Then you loop the mains cable through the little slot there and shut the battery locker door. Then what you need to do is fill up your aqua roll and plug in your water intake hose into the inlet just there and then into your water barrel. The socket just there is just for the external cold shower feed, which you'll have the hose located in your gas locker. Then inside your gas locker, you'll need to turn on your gas bottle. So on top of your gas bottle located the valves, but also on the gas regulator. This button here may have popped out. So what you need to do is just push it back in. You have the tool that's just there that you can also use with the bit on the side just there. So to get the power turned on, now that you have got the mains power connected, you've got underneath the front bed box, you've got the ECU unit. So when it's in storage, it is best practice to leave the shutdown button switched off, so in the upright position. Then when you press it on, it just turns on like that. Once you've got mains plugged in, you turn the charger on and you'll see it illuminate. And then you also had illumination on the fuse bank just there. Underneath here, you've got your trip switches. So if you notice when you get onto site that that is down, then just flick it back up. So underneath the bed box, you have also got the drain valve lever, which is just the yellow lever just there, and your water pump. So when you store your caravan, you would want to put that up into the upright position so it drains all the water. When you're trying to keep the water in the system, you just push the lever down into the horizontal position, and then when not using, just flip up and it will drain the boiler and the water system. So now that the drain tap is closed and all of your taps are closed, we then go on to the Swift command panel, which is located above the habitation door. You see that the on button is just at the bottom, so it's a touch panel. So you press that on there, then it shows you that you can control your lighting, your power source, water pump, heating and hot water, and it also gives you the temperatures of inside and outside of the vehicle as well. And you can also use the fridge options on there as well. So if we start by going on to the lights, so entry is just a light inside the doors, so you saw them come up just there, so then you have better lighting as you come in. You can also dim them as well. And change the settings just there. And then the bottom one controls the overhead lockers at the front. And then your awning light just there, which is just above the front door. Scroll on to the next options. So that is telling you what charge is going into the battery. So at the moment I haven't got a battery fitted to the caravan, so that is why it's just showing that I'm getting mains power charge through there. And once you are connected up to your towing vehicle as well, you can keep an eye on what charge is coming from there as well. You can also limit the load of what's coming through as well, because some sites you may need to reduce the ampage. We go through to the next, so internal and external temperatures are located just there. Then your heating controls, which I would recommend either sticking with the command panel or the Aldi panel just next door, because they can get confused if you do start to play with both at the same time. Then that is the heating, so the first one, sorry. So that is the heating and hot water. And that is your fridge. So you can control what settings you'd like it on, and if you want it off of gas. The 12 volt side of things is from your tow vehicle and then off of mains. So then to go back through to the next part of the panel, you've got it just there. And then you can also set timings and things on the heating system, which is quite easy to use. So this is the heating and hot water control panel. You can press menu and press the indoor section to get up your heating controls. So then you can select the temperature by pressing the up and down arrows. You've got the hot water that you can set onto boost or just onto standard. So then if you arrive on site and you urgently want hot water, then you just put it onto boost and it will maximize that rather than the heating. You can select the energy, so by pressing the button just there, you can select the gas or electrics or a mix of two to heat it up quicker. You've also got set options to make it into night mode, day mode, turn the pump on and off, and delay the start as well. You just go there and then it goes into the standby mode. You have got the JVC radio with the Bluetooth and DAB radio. You've also got the auxiliary point and then a USB point just there. And then the speakers built into the sunroof surround as well. And then to the front of the Caravan, you have got your wireless docking point for charging with a USB point as well. Two further USB points and 12 volt point as well. And on the opposite side, you've got the TV aerial socket for satellite and for just general coax, and mains point as well for you. Then with the spotlights, the downlighters, sorry, you have got dimmable switch on the back, so you can make it brighter or not so bright. And then these have also got inbuilt USB points, so there is plenty of charging stations as well for you. And to the kitchen, you've got two further main sockets and a light switch. The microwave is a flatbed microwave, so no turntable, which that will just work off of your main supply. Then on the hob, you've got the dual fuel hob, so 3 gas rings and then the mains ring as well, so when you're plugged into mains you can utilize that rather than use your gas. And then with your fridge, you've got the on button just there, so then it all lights up. So at the moment I haven't got a gas bottle plugged in, so it's telling me that I've got a fault on gas. And then you can select the mode just there by flicking through, so it's touch panel as well, so all you need to do is just press the button and then it selects the mains. You can also put it on auto, so then it can auto select which element that it can use. So when you're plugged into the car, you can keep it cool as you're going to your destination, and it will just be that symbol just there. You can also adjust the temperature of the fridge using the thermometer symbol as well. If you do ever need to reset the fridge, you just hold the on button down, wait for the beep, and then you just release as soon as you hear the beep. And then with this particular fridge, you can open it from both sides, which is just there. And then the freezer compartment you can also open from both sides. You just need to make sure that it is clipped in both the top and bottom, which it does come in quite handy. It's just there. So the last thing you need to do when you are setting up the caravan is to turn on the water pump and start bleeding through on the water system. So what we would recommend is to start from the kitchen tap. So once the water pump's turned on, just turn the tap on. You will start getting air pressure come through, and then you'll be able to, once the water clears through, obviously just turn the tap off and then work your way back to the back of the caravan and go to the washroom sink tap and then to the shower tap, and then you are all set up. So the last thing to show you on setting up your Swift Challenger exclusive is your toilet. So when you come onto site, you want to be accessing your cassette toilet to make sure it's all up and running and ready to go. So to do that, you pull the handle up and pull the unit towards you. You'll have a cap on the end of there. And you have, so this is the slider that the waste goes into. To access into the slider, pull the flap back and undo the nozzle just there. So you just turn it. So, and what you need to do is you need to add some toilet chemical into there, diluted down with some water. Make sure the cap is sealed tightly on there. Do that all back up and then pop it back into the gap just there. And when you do go to empty the container, what you do is you turn the spout round, undo the cap and tip into the waste disposal point. And what is nice with it as well is that you've got the handle that pulls up, and then you've got the wheels to wheel it to its destination. Then in the access hatch too there, you have got the drain hose for the flush fluid that just comes down there. So when you're not using the caravan, you just pull that down, open up the end just there, and then all of the flush fluid will just come out there, just so then it doesn't get all gunked up when it is not in use. Then to fill up that point, you have got the flush intake just there. So you might just need like a little watering can to be able to fill it up. And yeah, that is everything. So thank you very much, and this is the Swift Challenger exclusive.